metal releases coming out in vinyl again? Is there a particular interest from that music area?
I think overall, I think that you're seeing re-releases from all genres. I think like as far as like metal is concerned, I don't see a lot of metal or rap in the vinyl world right now. I think that might be changing on the metal side. We just did a big project for Dream Theater, which I know is kind of a big metal band, but I think that the majority of the projects that we're working on right now for people are generally in like a lot of classic rock reissues, new rock, a lot of jazz reissues. I think that's the majority of the stuff that we see pressing. But getting back to your original question, I think that there's a lot of all genres that are people are trying to press records and see how it goes, and I think that it's succeeding across all genres. It's just a matter of like if there's a niche within that fan base that is going to buy vinyl, and I think that the labels have done a pretty good job like figuring out who they think would are what artists or kind of music is translate well to vinyl.
The Metallica series is obviously quite a high-profile kind of reissue campaign. So how did that go for yourselves and Warner?
I know that Warner's been very successful with it. We've pressed we did the Black record, the Black album, and I know that they're getting ready to break out some more that stuff. So I think there you see a band that has a rabid following, and there's people that will buy anything that comes out. So when you have a band like that probably has 100 million fans worldwide, and used to sell tens, if not in the 20s or 30 million records worldwide, you're going to have people that are going to buy anything that's put out. And I think they did a really good job like remastering all that stuff. I know that they work with both Mobile Fidelity and Bernie Grundman on going direct to source tapes, and I think that you see it. I think that labels are seeing a big payback when they put the time and effort into making sure that what they're using as far as source material is goes back to the original. I think when you see a lot of these reissues and remastered stuff, it kind of loses the flavor of what it was supposed to be like. And I think with the Metallica stuff, it sounds just like super raw, and I think the vinyl releases have sounded better than the CDs that I have. So I think they did a really good job with it.
How do you think that market breaks down? Like for the vinyl kind of buyer, typical vinyl buyer, how many are buying because of sound quality? How many are buying because of packaging or because it's kind of currently cool? You hear of teenagers who buy the record but only listen to the download and this sort of thing, where they just buy it because the artwork's bigger and so on.
I think it really just depends on the genre of music. I think that my guess, and I'm not really on the label side of things, and I'm not really privy to their market research. But the one thing that I could say is that there's a chain store in the United States called Hot Topic, and they deal with a lot of kind of like punk rock and metal and different types of they sell CDs, they sell records, they sell clothes and pins and stuff like that. And I would guess that since they sell so many picture discs through there, I would assume like the majority of maybe the vinyl that goes through there is going right into the frames that they sell along with the vinyl that they have in their racks. But I think stuff where you sell a Wilco record or a Joni Mitchell reissue, or stuff. We're working with Warner on some Neil Young reissues. I think that stuff's actually selling. I think some of the newer stuff, I think it just depends on I think a kid maybe put it up on the wall and maybe listen to the CD. But we also see a lot of articles being written and a lot of stories being told on blogs and websites of people actually having vinyl listening parties. So, instead of going out and watching a movie, they invite people over and have drinks and play vinyl. So I think that there's this whole new group of people, and also like people in my age range that are kind of finding out again like why vinyl was special the first time they bought it. When they first started collecting music, and what I tell kids that are younger is I say, when's the last time you remember buying a download or buying a CD? It wasn't that special, but I remember almost every record that I bought and where I bought it and when I bought it, and because there's something about the format. You have to open it. It's kind of like a chore to play vinyl, but you have a connection with it a lot more than you do with any sort of digital format. So when you throw in 6 discs into your disc changer in your car, and you don't see the label and you don't see the actual physical product because it's just like spinning somewhere in a dashboard, you're not going to really pay attention to the lyric sheet and the cover art because it's all been miniaturized and kind of pushed aside. Whereas the LP is more of an experience. So I think there's probably a portion of people that may not be playing it as much, but I also think that there's more people playing vinyl now than there were 10 years ago, and that's a good thing. I think that's something that can grow if the format is marketed properly, and that people alternative or an acceptable alternative to digital formats.
You've kind of touched on it there and earlier on the conversation as well, is if it's done right. Now, obviously, I said it before, I think Warner are doing a great job, ORG are doing a great job, Acoustic Sound and so on. There's a lot of labels out there that are releasing very high quality releases that are a joy to listen to and to kind of use the artwork. And Music Matters is another group as well. But you have certain labels and kind of some of the larger labels who are jumping on this current vinyl revival, this bandwagon and so on. And they're releasing stuff which people in general aren't happy with. The sound quality is not up to par as kind of maybe from third generation masters or digital copies, whatever it is. And they're kind of charging premium price for this, kind of marketing them to some extent as premium releases. But really, it could turn off people, kind of vinyl buyers, to an extent,
Well, that's that's the exact thing that I'm pitching when I talk to labels. There's several big series that are being put out right now that are being pressed at plants that they're being cut from digital sources when they should have the analog sources, and they're being pressed at places that don't have the audiophile quality in mind. And that's something that Furnace kind of stresses to our customers, is that we consider ourselves a supplier of audiophile quality vinyl. And one of the things that we put in our marketing pieces and on our website is audiophile quality for the masses, because we feel that whether you're a small label or you're a major label, your stuff got to sound good. And I think that a label does a disservice to the music buying community, and the people that buy vinyl are the real music lovers. I think they're the people that are going through and they're willing to pay more. They're willing to pay like in the $20 or $30 for a record versus $9.99 for a download here in the States, or $10 for a CD at Walmart or one of these big box stores. So these people, are the real fans of the band and they're real music lovers. And I think that when you press something that's, that says, hey, it's on 180 gram vinyl and therefore it's high quality, it's obviously, not the truth. And what we're trying to do, not only are we trying to, capitalize on the growth of vinyl, but we're also trying to do an education campaign along with our clients to say, hey, listen, all vinyl isn't the same. Pretty much every CD that you listen to, wherever it's pressed, it's going to sound exactly the same. But vinyl, it's not the same thing. So, I think, websites like yours, and there's other vinyl magazines and people that are writing about vinyl, they're making the case that, there's something to, good quality vinyl. And it's like the difference of buying a Kia automobile or a Peugeot versus a